Bien, mesdames, messieurs, it's time now for a few questions. Qui prend la première question? Je vous en prie, vous avez le micro? Il va arriver. Enfin, du moins, je l'espère. Avec un peu de chance, ça va marcher. Oui, oui.
Oui. My name is Munir Abdenour. I'm Egyptian, and I'm a Secretary General of a party, a political party in Egypt. Mr. President, I was extremely impressed by the pace at which your country has been able to democratize its system. Yet, there are a lot of countries who've been trying for 30 years, maybe more, and failed desperately to do that. What's your secret? How did you do it? And why did you succeed and the others didn't?
Well, so it's the evening of disclosing classified information. Mr. Montreal disclosed my top secret, and I disclosed the top secret of North Korean leader. And I have to disclose the top secret of Mongolian democracy. Well, I think it's very difficult to be sure that democracy is there. It's always a process, not a result. You have to always work hard to make sure that democracy is still there. So, yes, so far we have been quite successful, but everybody should work very hard and be very active in its participation to make sure that democracy in Mongolia works. I think there are a lot of others who try to study the Mongolian case and try to understand why we have been more or less successful in being a democratic country. Some connected with the nomadic mentality. Nomads are the people who used to adapt themselves to the changing outer world, changing yourself to the new demands and situations. Maybe that was one of the sort of explanations why we have been able to transform ourselves. Secondly, we were under very tight sort of control of the former Soviet Union. Because the Soviet Union collapsed, we were left to ourselves, and we found nothing better than to become democratic. Maybe that is another explanation. Third explanation could be about finding we have been between two big powers, China and former Soviet Union, now Russia. And for a small country like Mongolia, it's always to have a third neighbor, which means a country, the United States, Japan, Korea, India, or Europe, which can secure your development, secure your independence. So, in order to secure yourself, your independence, your sovereignty, and your development, we had to become democratic. So there are a lot of explanations why Mongolia has been able to succeed. But I would like to say that it is still young. We have to put all our efforts together to make sure that this process is going on and bringing good results. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. Ambassador Im.
Well, my name is Ambassador Im Song-jun, heading the Korea Foundation, which is a public diplomacy organization of South Korea. Well, I would like to express my welcoming sentiment to the President, who comes from Mongolia, with which my country has a very, very friendly relationship. And, well, I was very interested in your anecdote of trying to measure the height of North Korean leader Kim Jong-il.
I didn't say height, I said size.
Size, okay, anyhow. And, well, regrettably, North Korea and its leader still remain in its own seclusion. And we hope North Korea comes out, to open its country. Well, as you know, my country and our, neighboring countries face very, very grave problem of North Korea's developing nuclear weapons. They already declared that they possess nuclear bombs, and we have to deal with it. And I hope our panels tomorrow will focus on further on this very important issue. Well, my question is, I hope Mongolia from now try to measure the gravity or seriousness of this issue. And what is Mongolia's position vis-a-vis North Korea in connection with this North Korea's weapons of mass destruction, nuclear bombs? Thank you.
Well, Mongolia thinks that this is a country which is a part of Northeastern Asia, and that's why it's a very important issue also for us. Whatever happens on Korean Peninsula is also very important for my country. So we try to put all our efforts to somehow assist in solving this problem. There are many advantages Mongolia possesses and also some disadvantages. There are disadvantages and advantages at the same time. We're a small country, this is a disadvantage. But this is the advantage because being a small country, we are not a threat to North Korea. We have a disadvantage of being not a direct neighbor to North Korea. But this is also an advantage because if you are not direct neighbor of North Korea, then maybe you are not direct threat to North Korea. So we have been, when I was working at the Prime Minister and also then at the President, I was always trying to engage North Koreans in a dialogue with other countries. We were trying to play a role of mediator. We have been organizing a Japanese-North Korean discussion in Ulaanbaatar 3 years ago. There was also another meeting last year of Japanese and North Koreans. We have been trying to bring messages from the United States, from South Korea, from Japan to North Korea. I was personally visiting North Korea in 2003 with a message from the then Japanese Prime Minister, Mr. Koizumi, and the then South Korean leaders.